Hey guys, Jeff here with Passive Income Unlocked, and today I'm going to take you into Google Analytics on our 4 websites and show you what it took to take them from zero all the way to where they are today. So my goal of this video is to basically show you how long it takes to rank a site organically when all you do is produce good content consistently. So no marketing, no backlinks. Now keep in mind that there's a lot of factors that can affect the growth rate of your site, but we've done this with 4 sites in a row now and taken each one to over 250,000 page views per month, all within 4 years. With our 2 newest sites, we actually did that in less than 2 years. So the results that I'm going to show you are definitely realistic and they're definitely achievable. So before we get started, just want to remind you really quickly that once we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I'm going to reveal one of our sites to you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you know anybody else that likes this kind of content, please share the video with them. The sooner we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, the sooner I can start breaking down that site for you. So with that being said, let's jump over to my computer and get started. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through our Google Analytics accounts on each of our 4 sites. We're looking at monthly page views all the way back from when we started each site to where they are today. And I'm going to do these in order from our oldest site to our newest site. So the one that you're looking at right now, this site is a little under 4 years old. And I'll explain these weird spikes in a second here. So this is a food-based site. So the growth was a little bit slower than our other sites, as you'll see in a minute here. There's a few reasons for that. But first, I just want to point out where this looks super flat here, where it doesn't look like there's any growth. There is actually a decent amount of growth here. So I mean, if you look right here, 19,000, 25,000, 30,000. You look up here at this spike here, 90,000, and it looks pretty flat. It's just these spikes here that are making this look really flat, but there's actually a pretty good growth curve right here as well. But with that being said, it took about 18 months to hit that 30,000 page view mark right there. So 18 months is quite a bit longer than what I'm going to show you on our other 3 sites, but honestly, 18 months isn't bad to hit 30,000 page views, especially when you consider with this site, we wrote the vast majority of this content early on by ourselves, and we were only producing maybe 2 to 4 posts a month. It was very, very slow. And on top of that, like I said, it's a food-based site, and we were producing recipes in there as well. So it wasn't all informational content. We were producing recipes, which do absolutely nothing to help our rankings because you're not going to rank a recipe very easily. But we were putting recipes on the site because it's a food-based site, but it was the informational posts that were actually helping us to rank the site. So because of that, because we were producing content so slowly, and some of the content was of a type that wasn't going to do anything for us, the growth curve was going to be a little bit longer. Plus, this was our first site. We're still trying to figure things out. So we're learning from our mistakes as we go and whatnot. But still, 18 months isn't bad at all. And that's kind of where we hit that 30-month mark or 30,000 page view mark. And then it went up from there, obviously. So these spikes over here, just to kind of explain those, this spike here was last year. So if you look here, February, March, April, May. If you remember back, that's when the pandemic started. So because it's a food-based site, people are working from home or lose their jobs or whatever. Lots of people were at home looking for things to do because they can't go anywhere, and they were cooking. So because they were doing that, they were researching cooking and all that, and our site just skyrocketed. So this site did extremely well during the pandemic. And then as things started to open up again, a couple months later, traffic started to go back down. But as you can see, the traffic went back down, but it stayed much, much higher than it was here. So it followed a nice growth curve here. And then this spike that you see here is just a spike that we see every year that you can't really see on this graph very easily, but every single year we see this spike during the winter months. So again, people just do more cooking during the October, November, December, a little bit in the January as well. So that's what we always see. So you're seeing here October, and then November and December all the way up to 469,000 page views, and then drops down in January and starts to slowly decline in a flat line. That's what we see every year. And then it starts to go back up again towards the end of the year. So that's site number 1. Like I said, we were really learning, so it took quite a while. And because of the type of content that we're producing and the fact that we're producing it so slowly, it took about 18 months to hit that growth curve. So on to site number 2. So with site number 2, it took about 12 months to hit that growth curve, which you're seeing right here. So it goes from 11,000 to 28,000 to 60,000 page views. And this site, we actually took a similar approach, but we were producing more content. We wrote a lot of it ourselves early on. but we were outsourcing a little bit at the same time. So we're probably outsourcing 2 to 4 posts a month while also producing the same amount of content ourselves. So it was still pretty slow, but it was fast enough, and we had figured enough things out to where we knew what we were doing, to where we were able to grow the site a lot more quickly. So it took about a year to hit those numbers, to get that 30 to 60,000 page views per month mark. And the valleys and the dips and valleys that you're seeing here, or the peaks and valleys, sorry, that you're seeing here, are because the site is seasonal. So this site and the last 2 sites that I'm going to show you here are all in the home and garden niche. This one in particular is more outdoor based, whereas the other 2 aren't quite as heavily outdoor based. So, and I'll talk about this more on the channel in the future, but if you go into a seasonal niche like this, you're going to see these peaks and valleys. So that's what we're seeing here. So these are the warmer months and the cooler months, warmer months, cooler months, and so on. But as you can see, the peaks continue to get higher and higher, as do the valleys. So it's trending in the right direction. Last month we were at 282,000 page views. This month looks like it's going to be quite a bit higher than that. So it's doing exactly what we'd want it to do. We just have to know that going into the cooler months that we're going to see these valleys, to where, you know, it's down to just about 100,000 in December, whereas in the warmer months we're going to be up around 300,000. So that's what you expect with a seasonal site. So sites 3 and 4. So this is where we really started to figure things out. So this site started to hit that curve around the 8-month mark. So it went from 4,000 page views in February to 20,000 to 50,000, 60,000, and so on. And actually, if you kind of go back and you look at this site has beat the previous month 19 months in a row. So every month for 19 months, the site has beat the previous month, which is just ridiculous. So this is pretty much the perfect graph that we'd want to see. We were producing with this site. We wrote a ton of content early on as well. We always try to write all the content, or a lot of the content, early on ourselves, because that content seems to rank better. It's probably because we have more invested in that content than outsourcing. We did outsource some content as well, but we wrote a ton of posts, probably about 100 posts early on. And I actually did quite a bit of I wrote quite a few of the posts on this particular site. And then the 4th site I'll show you, somebody else wrote a lot of those posts. But as a team, we probably produced about 100 posts early on, and we were probably producing at least 5 articles a week early on, and then we kind of slowed down from there. So because we're producing more content and we were better with our keyword targeting, knew what we were doing better, less mistakes, and so on, we hit that growth curve a lot earlier, and it's continued to grow and grow and grow from there. So, and then site number 4, somewhat similar. This one actually hit that growth curve at the 7-month mark. So from 3,000 to 17,000 to 52,000 to 70,000, and so on. We started sites 3 and 4 1 month apart, by the way. We basically started them at the same time, 1 or 2 months apart. And this site's continued to grow and grow and grow. I mean, last month 376,000 page views. I think it's going to be higher than that this month as well. So this dip that you're seeing here, this is because it's a season. It's got some seasonality. There's some outdoor content on it, so it does do a little worse in the winter months. You got December, January, February, and then started to take off again for the warmer months. But otherwise, it's basically found the same curve as site number 3, which is going up and up and up since about month 7 there. So across the sites here, we have about 2,000 posts, ranging anywhere from 450 to 550 posts per site, and we actually ramped up the production on these sites considerably over the last 9 months. So we probably produced about 100 posts a month. So I'd say probably about 1,000 posts we've put out over the last 9 months. So I think we were doing 5 posts per week for a while, and then we went down to 4 posts per week per site. So about 1,000 posts over the last month. So there's a lot of posts on here that haven't really had time to rank yet. So we're expecting to see even more growth than this. So yeah, so that's about what you can expect. Hopefully that gives you a good idea. Anywhere from 7 or 8 months all the way to 18 months, and it could be much, much longer. It really depends on how good your keyword targeting is, and I will definitely get into that in other videos, because I know a lot of you guys want to see that. So I have some videos lined up for that. But yeah, how good your keyword targeting is, how much content you're producing, how good the content is, you know, how difficult the niche is, like how much competition you have, and so on. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. But with what we've seen, with the way we just produce content, we don't build any backlinks at all. We don't market our content. We simply just write the articles, post them on our sites, and that's it. So, and 7 to 18 months is what we range on our 4 sites. We have a 5th site that we started that's 8 months old, and it's kind of hit the, trying to think where it's at right now, maybe I think it's around getting close to the 10,000 page views per month mark at month 8. I think it's a little shy of 10,000 per month. So it's not growing quite as quick as sites 3 and 4, and we outsourced 100% of the content on that site, so we're experimenting with that one. But it's going up every month. We're pretty happy with it. It looks like it's going to be another winner for us, but it's still too early to tell at this point. But we're not worried about it. Even if it takes 18 months to hit that growth curve, that's fine. So they're not going to all grow at the same rate, so you have to keep that in mind. So yeah, anyways, I just want to kind of show you what to expect, and the main thing here is to be consistent with your posts, learn from your mistakes, and always try to find ways to improve. And I just want to show you like how long it actually takes, because some people, you know, there's a lot of people that push the get rich quick schemes online out there, and you can't fall for that kind of stuff. You're not going to rank a site in 2 or 3 months. It just doesn't work that way unless you're doing something that probably is going to hurt you in the long run. So you just have to be patient. If you're patient, I mean, patience is so important in this business that I actually wrote a blog post on it over on the site, passiveincomeunlocked.com. It seems kind of silly to write a post about patience, but it can actually put you ahead of your competitors, because so many people, they just give up because they're expecting, you know, to make money overnight. But you can literally just outweight people if you just produce good content and you're patient, and you have to be consistent, continue to, you know, learn from your mistakes and improve, and you can literally get ahead of your competitors that way. That's really all there is to it. All right, guys, so that wraps up this one. I hope it gives you a better idea of how long it takes to rank a site organically. Like I said, there's a lot of factors that affect that growth rate, so if this is your first site, expect it to take a little bit longer. The main keys are to be consistent, learn from your mistakes, and continuously improve. As long as you're doing those things and seeing some growth over time, then you're probably on the right track. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and don't forget to hit that bell icon if you want to be notified of future videos. Also, head over to passiveincomeunlocked.com if you want more tips for growing your site. As always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.